Hi, and welcome to another Card Time with Jamie. Today, Jamie's got a great project. It could be used as gifts or a lot of different things. And we have a special treat because Louise Beauregard designed the box for us for this project. So, Jamie, Leonard, take it away.
Hi, ladies. Great
Hello.
thing about Louise designing the boxes, it's gonna work, and your people. Um, the project is just kind of making use of something that we all generally have a ton of and have no idea what to do with.
Not those little.
These are the little cut apart little 12 by 12 cut apart sheets that come in a lot of the paper packs.
Mhm.
And usually the back of these have an ugly pattern, so we just let them sit and collect. These actually have a really neat pattern on the back. But I liked what was on the front, so I decided to use them. See, this one's got a really cute back.
Mm.
Anyway, um, you'll use just your paper trimmer to trim out your little cards and then pick the ones that you want to use. When you get all done and you have Louise's box done, the box should hold between 10 and 12 of them, just depending on how thick your card bases are. But see, aren't these cute?
They're cute.
You could use these as gift tags or give them as a gift on their own or whatever. And it's just a really simple little card.
Oh, no
Put
card.
whatever you
What's
want on the inside and then stuff them all in the box and set them aside for when you want them.
what size are those, Jamie?
I think Donnie hates it.
4 by 3, I think. 3.5 by 4.5 for those of us that can measure. Clearly not me. And then I put a Velcro dot on this box to hold it closed, but you could just as easily tuck the flap inside the box. It works either way.
I like the dot.
I had this brilliant idea of using a box that looked like the old style Crayola boxes. And well, Louise is a genius, so I got exactly what I asked for.
Mm.
Okay, so your parts are pretty simple. The envelope is in the file, and you'll want to cut as many of these as however many cards you want to make. And then the card base is also in the file. It's just basic. And I've used scraps for this, which is why mine are all different colors. I pulled pretty much everything I had out of my scrap box that was big enough. The base itself is 6.5 by a little over 4.25.
Oops.
And then your little cut aparts just get glued on top. So we'll do those first to get them out of the way. Now on these, you can use glue or you could even use a tape runner. And I think I'm going to use a tape runner just to make this a little bit faster. Another one of those, use what you have.
I definitely need to do that.
And I'm sure you guys being veteran card makers already know this. Let me glue this one and then I will show you what I was about to say.
Deborah, can you spotlight Jamie while she's doing this?
She is spotlighting.
Oh, I see
I'm going to go
everybody.
through and fold all of these just to get them out of my way. Now, most all of this is Cricut
Thank
cardstock, so
you.
one side of it's kind of textured and the other side not so much. And this one is just a 65-pound from, I don't know, probably from Michael's.
Mhm.
The ones that are Cricut, I'm putting my texture on the outside so that if I decide to write something on the inside, my pen won't skip.
Oh, shoot.
Oh my gosh, stay. Okay. Now it's just a matter of figuring out which tops I want on which bottoms. Let's see. Nope. Put this one on a cream. When you're using a tape runner, especially if you have one of the extra sticky ones, like the one from, I think it's Tim Holtz. When you come down, when you get to the end, flick it off to the side and it'll break the tape so it doesn't tear and leave you that sticky edge that you have to fold under later.
That's good to know.
Um,
Those colors are so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. The only problem is when you grab a bunch of scraps like that, then you got to try to figure out which ones fit which pieces better.
Right?
Um, I don't know. Purple and blue kind of does not go.
I have the worst problem with picking colors to match.
Me too.
I just ordered those color cubes. I don't know if anyone has them, but I'm going to try them and see what
Those
happens.
are so neat.
Yeah, I
Super
get those.
expensive, but I
Yeah,
like that.
but what isn't these days, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of a true story.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to come.
You have them, Christina?
She just came out with something else too, that was kind of along the line of those color cubes. I forgot what it's called, but I just remember seeing an ad for it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I just got mine
Oh,
a couple months ago. They're pretty cool.
you like them then?
Yeah.
Good. I've seen people say that, they were afraid to spend that kind of money if they don't use them, but then they got them and said they like them. So I said, well, I'll try it.
Yeah, they are a lot of money.
Mm. But if they work, they'd be worth it though. Instead of taking me hours to sort and figure out what I want to do color-wise.
I decided it was a business expense because I need to be able to put colors together well. So
Well, mine's not a business, mine is.
Well, see, now there you go. That seems like a great option.
Yeah.
I didn't cut any.
Like the colors in this one. Purples.
When you're not live, you should be able to put one of these together in about half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you're live, it could take an hour and a half to, I don't know, 3 days, maybe 4 days.
Wait a second. What's that paper?
This is the cut apart paper that comes in most of your paper packs.
Oh,
It's
okay.
usually
Yeah,
got a whole sheet of these on one side and then some ugly pattern on the other side
Yeah.
that you'll never use.
Yep. Yep.
I just found
These
some
two
pretty
particular
cool
sheets,
ones.
the backs actually weren't that bad.
Yeah, there's some.
See, you're already.
I hadn't cut these funky colors for the card bases, I probably would have been all right. I actually really like this one.
Those would be handy to make little thank you cards to give a graduate for thanking whatever
Well,
he
that's kind of what
does.
I was thinking. I mean, you could use them for anything, honestly. No, no.
I can't tell you, I've thrown a bunch of those away thinking I'll never use that.
Well,
What,
and
how
that's
many,
kind of what I was thinking too. I almost every paper pack I've bought, most of them from Michael's over the years. See, I forgot to go sideways and it left string on the edge. Um, Almost all of those have got like 2 or 3 sheets inside that are like this.
Yep.
And you struggle. You just sit there looking at them, go, what am I going to use that for? And usually the back is some awful mustard yellow pattern or baby poop green that you'll never use on anything.
how many cards fit in that box?
Um, I think I've got 10 in the one box, but you could easily probably get 12, maybe even more if you aren't using super heavy card stock for the base. Everything I'm using is either 80-pound Cricut or 65-pound basic, Michael's Recollections, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh, nope, that's not straight. This is where liquid glue would be handy because then I could move it.
Some people will use the glue with the tape, as some people.
Well, I normally do, but on this 1, 2, 3, 7, and then 8. So let's see. Oh, that one kind of works. This one works, but there's really nothing on it. Let's go. I made like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these a couple weeks ago. Used up so much of my scrap.
Well, that's
I had a
good.
lot of pieces that just weren't quite big enough for a real card, but they were perfect for these. No.
Always need something to do with scraps.
Mm-hmm.
That one that you said that doesn't have any much on the front, it's kind of plain on the front, would be
Uh-huh.
good for just any occasion card that you can just put.
It would, but it kind of, that one, I don't know. I kind of struggle with that one because it makes me think shopping list.
Oh,
Like, why is my shopping list on the front of a card? Just because of what it is. Oops. Sorry.
Mm,
See, it's got the lines on it.
lines.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, I guess if you wrote something really cool on the front, it might be okay.
A stamp on it, maybe? I don't have a good
Yeah,
one.
maybe. I thought I was done. I'm not done. I left myself with a red sheet, and that just does not go.
There you go. Say yes once.
No, I'm not looking at your food, no.
Why?
I really like this one.
Mhm. I do.
Yeah, I think that makes 10. That makes 10. Okay, and then the envelopes couldn't get any more basic. This was just a basic envelope file that I found in Design Space, and then I sized it to fit these little cards.
How many of them can you fit on like a 12 by 12 sheet?
2. And that's if you get really perfect placement.
What weight paper are you using for your envelopes, Jamie?
I used this paper right here is just basic copy paper
Is it?
that I had an abundance of.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what these little cards are, there's kind of no point in using expensive paper.
Right.
Maybe if you wanted to make these as a gift for somebody, you might want some better paper. But for what it is,
Now that's perfect, actually.
and it's just kind of perfect.
Yeah. Is that a glass mat you have, Jamie? With the
And then
Jamie, is
it
that?
is.
Okay.
it is.
The first one, I have another one actually. There's 2 of these sitting side by side. You can just kind of see the edge of the other one over here. My
Yeah,
first one I got from Glassboard Studios.
that's what mine
Oh,
is.
And
dear.
well, it was quite expensive, as you guys know.
Yeah.
I found this second one on HSN on their clearance rack for $18.
Oh, wow, what a good price.
And I so regret not buying more.
Mm. You know what I just realized, and I found out I didn't know that with the glass mat, you could use the dry erase markers to jot a note down and stuff. I thought, oh, perfect as
See,
that.
and that's exactly what I do. I scribble on my
Yeah.
glass mat all day long, making notes and, doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, I just found that out. I didn't realize all the time I've had mine. Hmm. Instead of using paper, that just makes sense when you're jotting a quick note that you need. It got very quiet.
Well, we're studying you.
No, you're connected to computer. Oh. I'm just looking at the thing. It's like everything got so quiet. It's like, okay, am I still connected?
Probably got to fold it first. I'm also using up a tape runner that I can't stand, so win-win.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like a tape runner? That kind, evidently.
I've got a couple of them that they don't have much tape in them and they're huge.
Mm.
So they're not exactly my favorite. They're not what I like to use, so
I don't like the big
I've
one.
been trying to use them up.
Oh, I love my big one.
Do you? I don't. I just have a hard time seeing what I'm doing with it. I have it sitting there. I want to use it up and then just be done with it. I don't even know what brand. Oh, it's the X, the Mega Runner. This one. I just find it hard to see where I'm putting the tape. To me, anyway. That's me. I have a problem with one of my eyes too, falling apart as I'm getting older.
Oh, tell me about it.
One of my biggest faults with this one.
One part at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly believe that's just copy paper, Jamie.
Yeah, it looks good. That's why I asked. It's like for
Yeah,
regular
this was
cards,
just plain copy paper. And if you're going to make a bunch of these like I did, it's kind of the way to go because copy paper is, well, cheap.
yeah.
Because the cards are so small, nobody's going to notice that your paper is not, thick premium quality.
I've used the paper packs when they're just one-sided. Color
Yep.
prints I didn't like, I would use the inside as the outside for an envelope.
I've done that too.
Mm.
And like when I send actual cards, I have some patterned scrapbook paper. It's kind of like text weight. It's just a little bit thicker than, like your 20-pound copy paper.
Yeah, I have that too. I purposely bought it for
I
that.
went to
Yeah, I have that too. I
Yeah.
have a whole thing full, like one of those file holder thing.
Mm.
Some of it's birthday.
That one's cute. Did it have a face on it, Jamie? The one you just put over there? The one you just did?
Yeah.
Face?
Yeah, that's so
Isn't
cute.
that
It
cute?
was like for a baby or something. I was thinking like a little kid or something. That's cute.
I just love this one. Well, this was
The doily, it looks like.
I want to
Yeah,
say
like a
this was
doodle
called
book.
Pretty in Pink.
Green pink.
I can't remember. I loved the paper pack.
Yeah, that is cute, the paper pack. Oh yeah, for sure. That's pretty.
I just loved this one.
Sometimes those.
It almost feels sacrilegious to pick this one up because the back is adorable.
Yeah, that is very cute. Like that.
But, it's another one of those packs of paper that's so precious that I haven't used it, and it's been sitting on my shelf for, I don't know, probably 5 years.
Oh, I hear you on that.
Now is kind of a good time to start using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as soon as I could get my hand going, I got to get some things done.
Oh. And as you can see, the score lines were good enough. I don't even have to try. I just start to bend them and they grab. These, by the way, I cut on my Joy Extra.
Mm-hmm.
And I used the foil tool as a scoring stylus.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't done it, but I've heard about people doing it.
It works amazingly well. Actually, I venture to say it might work even better than the actual scoring stylus.
Oh, oh, the regular one, you mean? Yeah.
It does a pretty remarkable job, actually. But you can see I just kind of start the fold and it just grabs. So I'm not even struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are done. Now we'll see if I can not mess up Louise's box. Okay, so the box, I used the double scoring wheel on this one. But when I did my original box, I didn't think to do that and it turned out fine. So I think either way, it works fine.
What weight paper?
And this is where I changed tape.
Hmm.
This is Cricut's metallic poster board or metallic craft board. Might be metallic craft board.
Hmm.
Louise probably knows. One's colored on both sides and one's not, and I don't remember which is which. I think this is craft board. This is the one thing that requires extra strong tape. Because for whatever reason, nothing wants to stick to it. And now I don't know what I did with my tape roll. But everything is just your basic mountain fold. Or belly fold if you want to fold them all that way. It doesn't really matter.
It's a simple box. It's nice. Does remind you of a crayon box.
And these are kind of the same way. I just kind of aim where the score line is and I start to bend it. And usually the score line will just kind of grab and fold. So it should just kind of be a mess of folds. But I think for this, I'm going to tape it and glue it. And then I'm going to use
I knew you were going to pull out red
red
line.
line tape on this because I know for a fact the other tape will pop right off.
Mm.
6 to this box as good as it just stuck to my fingers. It'll be good. And then for the tabs, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm just going to use a little piece of the red line tape just to make sure they stay put.
Well, I know what I'll be doing tonight.
And I'm going to fold both sides in at the same time. And then I'm going to hurry up and drop that flap down. I use my bone folder to just kind of reach in there and make sure it's stuck good.
Yeah, I love that bone folder. Jamie, didn't you just have a watch on your wrist a minute ago?
I did. My grandson has figured out how to operate FaceTime.
Ah,
And the second he gets a chance to grab an iPad, he tries to FaceTime me.
I was like, you know why because I was thinking about, we talked about, I think you have the iWatch, the
Apple Watch, yeah.
Apple Watch. And my son-in-law was in an accident Thursday night, and he's got the Apple Watch as well, and it did call 911 for him. He was
Yeah, it will do that.
Yeah, and it did work. He had it pointed out to me because that's why I bought my watch because of the fall detection and stuff. He says it does work.
It absolutely does work. Usually when you don't want it to, though.
Yeah, well, no, he needed it. He had to go to the hospital. Car was totaled. He's lucky he walked away.
Is he okay, Gloria?
He is, but today he's complaining of his back, and he still went to work and he does construction. He was on his way to work that night that it happened, Thursday night.
Oh,
And it was a car lot place that the guy came out of. He worked there and he brought the car, he took the car out, and 4 lanes of traffic, he did a U-turn and smashed into him.
oh,
Jamie, is there any way you figure out where exactly to put those?
I just kind of aim for the middle and as close to this edge as I can get it and still hide it. And I leave one side of the
Mm.
little carrier and I only peel it off of one half. And then I can just kind of eyeball the middle
Oh,
and I
that's a great
stick it
tip.
down. And then if I can get my finger under it, I will peel the other side. And I found this out the hard way. It really is helpful if you stick all your cards in there first,
Mm.
because then it gives you something to push against to get that Velcro stuck.
Well, that makes sense. I like the color of that
Kind of make
box.
sure it's straight and then push. There you go.
I like your box. It looks like a satiny finish to it too.
Yeah, it's really cute, Jamie.
Mm.
Isn't that cute?
Mhm.
And
It's
such a
really
great way to use up a bunch of scraps. A lot of your paper scraps are big enough for the card bases. The only thing I didn't use scrap for was the actual box. I used scraps for all the card bases. I used, well, and the envelopes. I used copy paper for that.
And the envelopes and
Let's see,
cards
there's
and,
10 of them in here. And I could easily, well, actually, let's find out.
and
I think I
the
could probably get
and
4
the
or 5 more in
envelopes
there.
in the box and everything are in the file.
Yeah, the box, I think I put in the file, there's a link to
Yeah.
Louise's file for the box.
Yes, you did. Mhm.
15. That's how many just went in
Oh,
there.
15. That's really good.
And if I took these and
A nice little gift.
if I did them like this
Opposite. Mm.
to alternate the flaps of the envelopes on opposite sides, I could probably get 16 in there.
Maybe not quite so many if you choose not to use copy paper for the envelopes, if it's a little bit.
True. If you use heavier paper for the envelopes, you probably wouldn't get that many.
Mhm. But I wouldn't waste my paper that way.
Yeah, I think if I alternate these, I could probably get a few more in there.
Okay, Jamie, you want my address? Oh, kidding.
I just thought this was such a neat project. And
It
like
is.
my daughter loves to send thank you cards after the grandkids' birthdays, but she just never has the time to sit down and make them. So this is kind of a perfect solution for that. Okay, there's 16 in there now.
You could decorate the box if you wanted to, too.
You totally could. You could decorate the box with some scrap vinyl and use some more scrap.
You know what else you could do too? That the edge of that box there, you could actually, if you got a little round punch, you could cut like a little round there so it's easier to pull them out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
it probably would be. Although if I didn't stuff that many in there, they'd be pretty easy.
But still, I mean, that would give it a little extra touch too.
Well, Jamie, we really want to thank you for coming in here for this card time with Jamie. It's a great project, great gift idea, and we really appreciate it. And appreciate you, Louise, for designing the box for us.
So
Thanks,
appreciate Louise. It's the only way you guys are insured of getting a box that works right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jamie.